Hello, and welcome to BBC Barovia Bites Central. In today's news, it is still a race between USA and Barovia as to who has the better healthcare. The argument is that life insurance in Barovia, after the Affordable Cleric Act has been lifted, has slightly improved, and the life expectancy has extended by 3 hours. In other news, the lycanthrope population has increased by 18,000%, and a yellow light warning has been effected immediately on 4 animated brooms. It is currently minus 25 degrees Celsius in Barovia, and it is currently 16 Celsius in London. This is BBC. And welcome to Barovia Bites. My name is Baylor Vance. Hello, everybody. And now, hello. We are back once again. My name is Baylor, and in Barovia Bites, we are here to have a good old-fashioned yodeling here in the game of D&D, where we take people from superior countries, and then mine, to play Dungeons and Dragons. With me today, as always, we have Kneel before him Kneel, a Rolling Stone gathers no Ross. Bow your boat. Thea later, and you should heed some medical attention.
I'm already done.
That is old coverage from BBC. Over to you at Grebo.
Awesome intro. Got a couple of quick announcements before we start playing. Again, the Cognitive Merchant are going to be at Games Expo in the UK. So come and see us there. We are going to actually have some Games Expo exclusive leather wristbands that we're going to be selling that you'll only be able to get at this year's Games Expo. As well as our usual merchandise like our DM kits and our lovely dice cups and whatnot. So go check out our website. Just Google Cognitive Merchant. It's impossible not to find us on the internet. And we also want to give a shout out to Torchlight Candles, who make amazing D&D themed candles. Everything from beholders to elves and orcs. You get all kinds of cool stuff inside them, like D20s, things like that. They make them smell awesome, and some of them bleed a different color. So as it melts down, the eyes glow and blood comes out. It's brilliant. But yeah, I think that's it from us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Over to Ross. Ross is just like, no, I'm the strong silent type.
No. Ross is frozen. Ross disappeared. My entire stream's gonna go.
Just a brilliant look into the distance.
Oh dear. Good start to the day, guys. Good start to the day.
Notice that.
Baylor, is there anything that you want to plug?
Yes,
Tell us where you're at.
A little add-on to what's
back.
Welcome back, Ross. All right. A little bit of add-on before we go over to Ross is that also a reminder that we will also be at MechaCon at the last weekend of July. If you want to go to mechacon.com, that's mechacon.com, and you can still get the early bird tickets until mid-May, and then after that it is only a measly $65, which is pretty good in U.S. prices for 3 days of amazing geekiness. And we will be there as well, along with our brand new friend of the show, Mary McGlynn, who is also on Critical Role. She was super awesome, and you can catch us. So there's going to be a lot of critters there, obviously. So with that being said, also on top of that, there's going to be a lot of tabletop. We have a whole tabletop section there, and if you need that, we will be selling stuff there. So come see us at our table. We'll be selling amazing stuff. Yay! Yay! Over to you, Ross.
And we can't hear a word that Ross is saying.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted. Ross is definitely the strong silent type.
We can't
No.
hear him.
You?
Somebody send him an SOS message. Oh my days. Hold on, I'll work on that real quick.
What's Ross supposed to talk about?
Ross was
You
talking
got
about
the
fanboy. Is that
technology
correct?
right.
Yeah. I thought I had the technical issues before starting the stream. We still can't hear you.
Oh man.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Okay. Well,
Well, we're gonna. We will see.
I
what we
guess
can do.
he's at a Ross for words.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay, he's saying something in writing.
He's not-
Fanboy 3. Oh yeah, talk about Fanboy,
Fanboy
3.
3 rules. Yeah, I'll give that a plug. So basically, over where we are here in Manchester in the UK, we have an amazing gaming shop called Fanboy 3. It's where we kind of first got together and played D&D, along with Shahid as well, and Ross. We go there sometimes on a Wednesday because they have continual games on a Wednesday evening, and every other Sunday they have D&D. They also have lots of things like Magic the Gathering tournaments and loads of other cool stuff. But it's one of the biggest gaming stores in the UK. The staff are really great. They also sell Cognitive Merchant stuff, which is a bonus. But yeah, go down, check them out. They've got a real good set there, and they play a lot of Adventure League D&D. So you get to kind of mix with other D&D players that you won't have met before, and kind of get to know the community a little bit better. And it's really, really good. It's really, really fun.
Yeah.
So
do
yeah,
miss it
Fanboy
very-
3, go check them out.
I miss it very much because I love being there myself, but obviously moving away to Spain, I've not had that same D&D opportunity that I used to. I'm not muted, am I? No, okay, I'm good.
No, you're all good.
No. Unfortunately, Ross, we still can't hear you.
But while Ross is still figuring it out, Neil, what do you have to say?
Well, not a lot really. This weekend we get a lot more props for the Court of Crows film that we're working on as Distinct Perception. Other than that, we've got a few cosplay shoots potentially in the pipeline over the next month or so, and a couple of post-apocalyptic Mad Max fire shoots that I might be looking at people to borrow for it.
Right.
Yeah, we will bring fire.
Ooh, fire. That sounds awesome. I will have to check your Instagrams out, all of them linked up on the
Yes.
screens. Except mine, because I don't use Instagram, and it's a really long name.
Oh, how is wrong?
No, Ross, we still
No.
cannot hear you. Okay, one sec. Should we quickly take a quick break and see if we can resolve his audio issues, and then we'll come back once.
Yeah,
the music gets
let's
started.
give it a quick 5, and then we
5
can,
minutes.
yeah, and then we can come in just like straight off gaming.
Apologies for the technical
just
difficulties,
like-
but we can do this.
It was working immediately before the stream started.
Yeah.
That's the really
Yeah.
stupid thing. So you'd have to.
And
bear
this
with
is, this is the first time that quite a few of us have done this, and it's just
Yeah.
getting all the tech and stuff. So yeah,
It's all
Bear
good.
with
And
I-
on top of that, you could skip all of this later on in the YouTube channels if you also want to take a little bit minute to watch a recap
Yes.
on the YouTube channel. It's linked below this stream right now. Check it out.
Just bear with me because they are also misspelt.
It's okay. I talk good too. Don't worry.
Ross, can we hear you?
Am I back?
Hello!
Yay! Hey!
His first
when in
words.
doubt, hang up.
His first words. Okay,
First
okay.
words.
So
Yay!
we are
Amazing.
all
Okay.
ready to go. Let me just close that. I was about to get ready to do some troubleshooting, getting my Microsoft certifications going and all that. Let's go. So, who wants to do the honor of reminding our lovely people of what happened last week? Oh, not last week, 2 weeks ago.
I believe that should be God.
That should be God, indeed. However, I always like to see what people's perspective is on these situations. But for this case, I will do it as well, because one, I should probably do it a bit more. So, these lovely, wonderful adventurers all met up in a inn and met someone who was part of the Harpers, who decided that they should go help out some lovely people called the Tin Fellow groups, I believe they were called. Just because I've only got tin foil in my head. Yes, it is indeed Tin Fellow group. Where they all saw they all started hearing rumors about a group called the Red Plumes and how they've been going into farms and taking away the residents of these farms and using them as prisoners for an arena. The last we left off, we had our wonderful Osborne trying to convince this wonderful woman that he met, who he found out was actually trying to sell them all to the Red Plumes, or like trade them off to the Red Plumes. So he decided to use that against her. In the end, it turned out that he's actually now on the floor, crying. Well, not crying, he's currently unconscious. Along with our other good friend, Rex Amaril, who flung into the fray, waiting and hoping to catch an opportunity off guard with the...
I got freaking owned.
He did get owned. It was a very valiant effort. Mivik also went in stealthily, trying to free the boar, talk to the boar, tell him to help me out. That boar did not help. He just ran off, but he did.
He was not on board.
He was.
Oh my days! Oh my days! It's fine. I'm all down for puns. As much as I like to play the despise, I actually really love puns. But your cat is perfectly safe, I believe.
Yes, I went invisible and I like grabbed her and I was just like, huh? And then I sent message to just say, don't run.
Karma and Peter are currently on their way down. Peter is very far behind. Karma is quite close, but they are now aware that they are going to get surrounded by more people. And they realize that their friend Osborne Rexamil are in trouble. Mivik could be in trouble. He sent a message to their head, but they don't know of their situation because he's invisible, so they can't see him. As we left off, we will continue from just to clarify, Ross, can we still hear you? Just say something.
Sorry? Hear me?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just enough. Yeah, just enough. Okay. We came just out of combat because we weren't fighting anymore, but you're still surrounded by seven people. One of them is unconscious. One of the Red Plumes you managed to take down. However, there is still 6 more left. Mivik, you are still invisible. Peter, you are catching up slowly, and Karma, you are now aware of the situation. The area around you right now is still pretty dark. The light is just barely visible for you guys unless you've got dark vision. Sorry, Peter. Mivik, you're right next to this group right now, and you see them taking Rex Amaril and Osborne. And I believe, if I recall correctly, Rex is being put into a pet cage. And
Also, the lady that we were...
the lady, the elf as well, she was knocked out. Does anyone remember her name? Just
Dariel.
there we go. Yes.
Sarah.
Osborne. On it. Yeah, Dariel on the floor, and
Good stuff.
she was knocked unconscious. But I believe she was brought back up on low HP by giving her a potion of healing. Or what you presume is a potion of healing, as you saw the same potion being used on Rexamal and Osborne when they were shot with magic and arrows as they went and started bleeding out. You're aware that they're not trying to kill you, they're just trying to subdue you. With that in mind, Mivik, Peter, and Karma. Peter, for the sake of this, you do catch up to Karma. So you're now within range to see the entire fiasco happen. You're actually, as far as I know, you're not aware of what's happened. So as soon as you get to this place, you see the mess which Osborne and Rexamaril have got themselves into. But you're not aware of where Mivik is. Karma, same for you.
No, I wasn't far enough out of range that I shot off a couple of Eldritch Blasts, didn't I? But I missed spectacularly.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yes, I got into range for that, but beyond that, it was very much. I don't think they'd seen me. I changed into my fancy robes and put on my disguise ring, which basically makes me, makes me look like I'm all posh and highborn, because they weren't currently aware of where I was.
No, they were not. They were aware of more people.
I was gonna hang back and basically wait to see how this unfolds, and if I needed to, gonna try and blag my way into being richer than I am.
Okay. So, At this point in time, Peter, you're disguised. Karma, you are just waiting around. Are you and Mivik, are you two gonna do anything at this point?
I've hidden.
You are
So I'm
definitely
in
hidden.
yeah.
And Mivik, you're invisible, quite close to the group. You're stealthed, so they can't see you. Makes sense. You're invisible. Your cat is currently still in the cage, I believe. I don't know if you picked it up.
No, I put her back in the satchel.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So I'm just getting my memories back.
You're good.
Yeah, God has the memory of a goldfish.
Don't worry. You know everything. It just takes a while for you to remember.
Of course. You heard the horn go off previously in the last
Mhm.
adventure, and you hear the sounds of what seems to be a few more people coming to your location. The sounds of rustling can be heard from the distance. They sound they're about 5-10 minutes away.
Facing the entrance, the direction of the entrance to this sort of into the bush thing.
Yeah.
Where is, I guess, compass wise or whatever, where is the direction of the rustling of the in the distance happening?
Okay, so I did this really badly last week, but I didn't explain the environment. So you guys came from the north section of the forest into this little encampment. There's a river that goes straight through this encampment.
Okay.
It's not like a massive opening. It's just a small section where there's just a little opening. It's not like a big.
It's like a stream.
Yeah. And like a small area where you can just set up camps and some carts and that sort of stuff. But
Okay. So.
nothing major, like a big opening field.
Yeah.
So they were well hidden off. Other than that, the rustling. So you guys came from the north, and the rustling is coming from what appears to be southeast of you.
Okay.
So behind your direction. So immediately following, if you were to carry on from the direction you were walking, if you carried on walking, you would have eventually hit this other group. If you're going from north to south or southeast. I
Okay.
guess. Go on, sorry.
Do I see Karma?
Do you see Karma? Make me a perception check.
Yeah. All right. Not a problem. I gotta pull out my stats. Oh, it made no difference because I have nothing. Ooh, but that's pretty good. 19.
19. Okay, so I do not remember the previous role that Karma had stats, but Karma, roll me a stealth check.
18.
Okay.
Oh,
you
just by one.
just about notice the Elfias poking out from one of the bushes.
Okay. I'm just sort of gonna slowly make my way over just to get some distance and be near an ally, so that way I can collect myself for a moment and sort of get a gauge of the situation at hand.
Okay. Right, and are you going to be waiting around, or are you planning to do anything? I know Peter said he wants to walk in, guns blazing, with his beautiful disguised self on.
If it needs to, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. For a second, I thought Ross's mic would cut off then, but no, I think we're good.
No.
If you keep saying it, you're gonna jinx it. I know it. I just have a feeling some god
I
somewhere is
know.
gonna be upset. But I'm gonna go ahead and whisper to Karma and say, go and grab Peter. Oh, that's
still
right.
invisible.
My bad. Sorry. All right. I want you to go ahead and it's me, Mivik. So your furball. Okay, go ahead and grab the human that's been Eldritch blasting. Grab him. We're gonna have a meeting of the minds, and we're gonna figure out this doozy. All right.
Okay, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. I'll wait here.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye out of the. I'll just sort of survey where they're going, so that way I can let them know where they went.
Okay. Mivik, as you sat here while Karma looks for Peter, Karma, as you find Peter, you notice that he doesn't look the same as he used to. He looks more regal, looks more fabulous. How are you? You said you were dressed quite regal. Is that correct, Peter? How are you?
Yeah, for like fancy robes.
Just describe it a bit.
Yeah, got like Kind of like a white shirt, a tailored sort of waistcoat type thing, kind of like a three-piece suit with the tails, got a nice
Ah.
gold
I
leaf
like
pattern through it. Sensible shoes because it's still the woods, but and a dark pair of trousers that
Course.
it complements nicely, but nothing too over the top. Very kind of a little bit flamboyant, but also very stylish at the same time.
Okay.
Is it really
Bold.
bad that I think I actually have this outfit?
Yes and no.
With the hiking shoes?
Yeah, like yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
What the hell? When did you have time to change?
It was in my bag.
So
Oh,
casual
that's
about it.
something.
So
I
casual
know.
about
I
it.
I just went
I
into
always
the
have to change
select
clothes.
menu
It's,
screen, went
it's
to
good
the
practice.
clothing.
Right, I think we should move away and play this tactically rather than try and go in there because we're definitely going to get overpowered. There's no point of us going in there now.
Okay. So you don't want to go in and try and potentially persuade them or sort of convince them that we are buyers and we want to start betting on the fights.
Nope.
So well.
Nope.
Yeah, it worked so well before.
You seem very certain in your decision there. I think I'm going to follow on. I think we'll hanging back and not getting too involved is probably a good idea.
Maybe.
That's this.
Yes.
As this is happening, you start to hear the sounds of the rustling get closer as you see what appears to be an extra 6 other enemies coming out, similarly dressed in like
So
really
overkill.
similarly dressed in like armor, weapons, ready to slaughter people, and one who comes out in a very would be described as like a commander's outfit. He's got a tabard on, just a white plain tabard. Oh, not sorry, white plain tabard. A red tabard. Sorry.
Okay. Is
And
he
he's
like
coming
bigger
out-
than the rest of them? Is
Yeah,
this the one
he's-
where it's like it takes a few quick time events to actually kill?
Yeah. Gotta get your Xbox pad out. Gotta make sure you hit the right buttons.
Yeah.
But yeah, he comes out, and he walks up to the other members of the Red Plumes, and he starts talking to them in hushed tones. Do you want to make me a perception check?
Yeah, absolutely. It's 10.
10.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start listening and you try and hear the sort of conversation brewing, and you hear some like bickering between what seems to be the main commander and the other larger dude, the one who was laughing.
Am I at least picking up some keywords, maybe?
Yeah, something to do with why did you call us, or who sound the horn, and you can very much tell that the commander who came in seems to be a little bit nervous walking into the scenario, but you can't tell why he's nervous.
The commander that came with from the sounding of the horns?
Yeah, the one that came
Okay.
with the patrol, effectively.
He looks paranoid?
He's not paranoid, more as he walked closer towards this other group.
Anxious?
Anxious, yeah. Anxious would be
Okay.
a better word for it.
Alright.
And you hear him looking at the... you don't hear him. You see him looking at your two allies, Osborne and Rex Amaril. And then, like, pointing at them, making gestures. And then he says that he gives a thumbs up, and then they're pointing towards one of the extra cages that they have.
Okay, so they're not gonna kill him. That's good. Alright. I'm still not gonna do anything because this would be really stupid of me just to go in as one person. So I'm going to what's a good idea? Okay, I'm gonna wait for them to do their thing. I'm gonna see where they put them in the cages, and then I'm gonna see if they are left attended or unattended, or if they're left slightly attended. Like if they leave one guard, then what I may do is I may try to find a rock nearby and throw it.
Okay. So as you sat here starting to analyze the situation, you see the guards, well, I guess you can call them guards, yeah, or the Red Plumes all gather together, and then they start getting into formation in what seems to be like an outward formation, because they know that there's other people here. They realize that you've gone missing, because you was here and then you went invisible. So,
Oh.
So you realise now that they're actually going to be on the lookout for other members, and they're actually coming closer towards you. A group of 3 are coming close towards you, and your group.
Oh shit. Are they coming to me?
Yeah, in your direction.
Okay. I'm just kind of gonna do that, like, just like sort of circle around kind of thing, and just be very, like, it's just like sort of like Crocodile Dundee, just like, crikey, look at the size of these people, and just sort of not disturb them while they're in their natural habitat.
Okay. Do you want to make me? I'm gonna do this. Do you want to make me a stealth check with advantage as you are slowly advancing around them?
Yeah, I'm gonna go around to the cage side of things. Did they close? Are they in the cages now?
Yes, they've been put in the cages now, but the
Okay.
patrols are sort of going outwards a bit. There's about 4 people on site right now, and there's about
Are any of them by the cages?
just 1.
Okay. While I'm gonna do that, is there a rock near me as I like pick it up and like?
Yeah, make me a. No, in fact, no. You do find a rock on the floor.
Okay. I'm gonna just grab it while I'm trying to pass by. Okay, with advantage. Fuck! Oh, okay. All right. With advantage.
Hit me up with that.
All right. I got +1. Okay, so it's okay. It's a 4.
A strong 4.
Yes,
Strong 4.
The you,
4.
you feel a strong force as you start sneaking around these people. Ross got it. You start starting to walk around around the patrol coming towards you, and you don't notice this really long branch sticking out on the floor that sort of goes out from the dirt and goes back in, and you immediately latch onto it, and then you like start your descent towards the mud. Make me a dex save.
I'm casting Featherfall.
Okay. So you're casting Featherfall on yourself as you are falling to the demise of your own invisibility.
Dignity.
You start to and dignity. You start to slowly descend as you like gracefully touch the ground as you're like slightly covered in mud, as opposed to planting on the ground and making a large noise.
Okay. I still go on with my plan.
Yep. You get to the you start going around the camp, and you manage to avoid the other patrols as they were sort of patrolling outwards.
Do I still have the rock in my hand?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
I'm going to go ahead and throw it as hard as I can far away, and try to make a noise in there. That general area.
Okay. What's your? Just make me a strength check.
Okay.
I want to see how good you do this.
I'm weak as hell for a bog. It's natural 1.
Natural 1.
Oh, dude.
So, you go to throw it, right? And as you throw it, it falls out
Bang the
behind
cage.
you, and it goes out from behind your hand and starts rolling outwards behind you, and it actually hits one of the other patrols as you let go of it.
Oh, shoot.
And they turn around and then just see that.
I immediately run.
Yeah. Okay. So this patrol turns around, sees nothing, and then just hears the sound of as Mivik dashes off in another direction.
I'm like running out into the woods.
Okay.
Like,
do you want to make me a perception check as you look behind you and see what's going on? As
Yeah,
you go
cool.
gracefully through the rock.
all right, but that's better. That's a 5.
Oh my days! You are not doing well today, are you?
Okay, switching the die. Let's see.
Okay, so with the 5, you turn around and you see what seems to be only the sheer horror of yourself as you're like panting and like screaming, as not screaming, but panting and like being
Staring
really-
at my hands,
just
shaking.
Like, what did I do? This wasn't going according to plan. But then you get to a safe distance, and you compose yourself of that absolute amazing performance you just did.
I just kind of rubbed my face in disbelief of like how bad that went. And I'm gonna watch from a distance and see when Peter and Karma come into play.
Okay. Speaking of which, Peter and Karma, you are currently stood next to each other, and you start to hear the sound of rustling, and you see figures coming close towards you.
So how far away from us did this whole rock throwing hot mess happen?
It was about 40, 50 feet away. It was visible, very visible. Even
As
though
visible
he's
as an
invisible,
fireball.
it was very visible.
Okay. I think at this point, so there's stuff coming towards us.
Yeah, you see one of the patrols coming closer towards you. You can make out that this is the group of people that you encountered before.
The first batch of red plumes.
The first batch, yes.
Okay. I think probably stealthing as best we can at this point is probably going to be a good idea.
Stealthing.
Yeah, Karma really wants to stealth away from this.
Yeah, I think
Make
stealthing
them
away.
fun.
Okay, so there's a bunch of trees and like really large bushes you can hide behind. It's a very what's the word? A lot of foliage. So you
Did
can
I-
hide- Go on, sorry.
By the way, did I run into the east or the west?
You went to the east. If you're going towards the cage, which Rex, Amara, and Osborne are in, they're
Yeah.
in the cage towards the east of the site.
Okay.
So right now you're sort of like, as you were rotating around, you sort of went northeast.
I'm gonna cast message real quick to both of them one at a time and just let them know that like, hey, I'm in the east. I fucked up a little bit.
And you get nothing.
Can we
because
respond
you're
to the message?
unconscious.
I don't-
Yeah, we're completely unconscious.
Oh no, I meant to Peter and
Oh,
Karma.
right.
Oh,
Yeah, can we
okay,
respond
fine.
to the message?
Yeah, just shout out loud. Yeah, we heard you.
I mean, I was going to try and avoid doing that, but can we respond
Come on,
telepathically?
guy.
message?
I don't think you can respond to the message.
Okay. If you can read any surface level short thoughts, then you'll get a massive sense of no duh. Like, you fucked up.
you just look in his general direction and just give like a very discerned look. Yeah, like that.
They
That
can-
look
they
exactly.
Okay, they can only hear you.
Oh
no, they.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I think I'd like to. If Karma's gonna stealth away as well, I think we'll try and get back.
Okay, so yeah, you guys start to move back a bit. Get into
Probably
get into
try and
cover.
aim towards the east, but at the same time, there's an invisible fur bulk making noise that way.
Yeah,
Big
Um,
circle round and to the east.
Yeah, long way around.
got it. So do you want to both make me a stealth check with advantage? I don't see you guys fucking this up.
Advantage.
With advantage.
Alright.
Oh, thanks,
You
man.
jinxed that, didn't you?
Famous last words.
That's why I said it.
First you bring attention to Ross's mic, and then now you do this.
21.
13.
Okay, so Karma, you sort of blend into a nearby tree. It's almost as if like you just sort of melded into the tree, completely indistinguishable. completely indistinguishable. Yeah, that's a hard word to say. Can't be noticed. Peter, however, as you try and hide behind one of the large bushes, what are you wearing? Any armor? Leather armor? Is it correct?
Yeah, and I've got oh crap, what have I got? No, I haven't bought any yet. So I've got the proficiency for leather, but I've not bought it. So
Okay.
no, I think I'm just wearing like basic. Oh no, yeah, I'm wearing light armor. Sorry,
Okay, so you've got some light armor.
like a light leather.
So as you are hiding behind one of these bushes, you notice that this group of people is coming really, really close to you, and they start looking around and like keeping an eye out, and they stop about 10 feet away from you, and you're just frozen there as these guys are just sort of looking around and start poking at these bushes, trying to find something, and then they just shrink.
Okay, at which point I'm gonna stand up and introduce myself. I'm like, thank you so much.
Why?
I'm glad you found me. I saw what went down with the attack from the ruffians. I wasn't sure what to do. I was absolutely terrified. Sorry, my name's Altherian, and I was coming to come and bet on the local fighting pits, and I wasn't. I got so scared I ran in the head. Thank you for finding me.
These guys just all look at each other like, what have we just witnessed? This man just popped out of a bush like a jack in the box and was like, hello.
Hello.
They all draw their weapon and said, all right, come with us. And they start
Thank you so much. Thank you.
they start pushing you towards the back, towards the camp. Karma, Mivik, you notice this going on. You just hear the sound of like royalty in inverted commas.
How close?
They went about 50. They went about 50 feet from the camp, but you're about 20 feet away from them, in sort of like isosceles triangle kind of thing.
Okay. I kind of whispered to Carver's like, "What should we play along or?"
No.
I was
Just
Okay.
I genuinely think we should wait this out
yeah.
and either see whether they're going to transport them today or whether
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to spend the night here. If they're going to spend the night here, we can maybe potentially try and release them under the cover of the night.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
If not, we'll follow them to that arena place and we can probably do something there better.
We could also probably find more help because I'm sure people would want to like get out of there.
Exactly.
All right.
Fucking Peter. Okay.
Are
so-
all humans like this?
I think so. They're just a bit, not right in the head.
Yeah.
no.
Short lives.
This
We
is
live fast, die young.
and this is why you live in the woods. You don't bother anybody.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
So, Peter, they take you back to the main camp. And, the main guy, the two main guys right now. Just for the sake of distinguishing them, we'll say commander because you don't know his name yet, and Brex because I said his name previously. Brex comes up to you and sort of gives you a look. And was like, "Oh, what's a person like you dressed up in this thing you're doing in these parts of the woods then?"
I heard there was sport to be had. I wanted to come and bet on the fighting pits.
And he comes really close up to your face and is like, "And where did you hear that then?"
It's fairly local knowledge that there's sport to be had in the local woods.
The man sort of
Bong sport. You know how bad.
Brex turns to his allies and just sort of stares at you and is like, "No, you're mishearing things. There's no sports here in the woods." And then he pulls out what seems to be like a small dagger of sorts and just sort of like jabs you in the knee. Do you want to make me a con save?
What? You're hearing things. What?
An 8.
Ooh. You start to feel quite good, and like you feel a bit sleepy. It's like, you've been you've been out in the woods, looking for this amazing arena, and you all took it out, and you just like face plant onto the floor in front of you. Mivik, Karma, you start to hear him talk about saying stuff about humans not usually being used in the arena. However, this one looks like it could fetch a good price. As they start to take his possessions, and they sort of give him a good scan. And let's roll perception on this. Actually, let's see if they recognize what kind of person you are.
Me?
Yeah. Because they've not seen you before, so.
This is true.
Yeah, so they're not really sure. Yeah, they just tie you up. They tie your hands together. They put locks on your fingers, but they don't cover your mouth or anything like that.
The locks on the fingers. Can I still make a fist, or can I?
No.
Nothing. Just to, like.
Well, actually, no. You can lock your fingers up. No. In fact, no. You can't move your fingers. Your fingers are kind of stuck.
That's
in
fine.
these-
That's
in
fine.
these
I was
ways.
curious if I could still summon a packed weapon. That's all.
the idea is that they're trying to stop
Magic.
magic. Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
believe Mivik, Karma, and Rexamaro realized that. Osborne didn't because he was the first one to get knocked down, so he was unconscious when it happened to him. But yeah, so you're unconscious, so you don't know what's going on. You're sleeping, happily sleeping away. Mivik, Karma, you notice that he is being thrown into the same cell as Rexamaro and Osborne. You see the tin fellow in another cage. They sort of like, some of them gasping, some of them just sighing, some of them pleading, and like but like really quietly to themselves. They're not like being overly aggressive. They seem very what's the word now? Like they don't want to. Yeah, subdued. Yeah, subdued. So Karma, Mivik, you realize that the party that you have invested your half of the day in are pretty amazing at these kind of things.
Fucking up.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say it. I'm God. What do you two want to do right now? Because you two are the only ones left.
Oh my god. That's not good.
I would like to try and hide at a safe distance so I can still see what's going on.
How far away are we right now? You said 50 feet?
Yeah, about 50 feet away, yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty close.
Yeah. Karma,
Enough.
you could get a really good view of the surrounding area if you climb up one of the trees.
Yeah.
You want a boost?
Sure.
All right. I help boost her up.
Okay, roll me
I'm 7 feet
athletics
tall.
with advantage. 7 feet tall. Okay, yeah, I'll give you a boost on that. You got this.
Oh, not 20.
Oh, there. Yeah, you got on top of Mivik's shoulder, then like he pushes you up, and you sort of like start running up, like a monk could do. And as you get to a branch, looks stable, you do a backflip and land on it.
That's a cool trick.
Hands out like that. Like
I just like illusion of like a white sign with a 10.
Yay!
Mivik, you're like amazed by the performance of Karma, considering the rest of your party members are now currently stuck in a cage. One's still in a pet cage. One is
Golly.
one is like also put in a cage, but he looks really nice. And your fellow other human, noticing a strange correlation here, is also stuck in a cage, completely gagged up, like he belongs in a in what do you call them, those?
Yeah, I could.
Gather. You can imagine.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain it. Okay.
Yeah.
Mivik, you notice that the patrols are now going back out again because they seem to be looking for other people. They realize that you still haven't been noticed yet, or you haven't been found yet, so they're gonna start patrolling around. Yeah, an insight check.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, insight check. As you notice these patrols, you start to see if you can get a good grasp on their sort of like movement around the area.
Should I do that as
Yeah,
well?
Karma, you do it as well with advantage, because you
All
are
right.
very high up.
Pretty solid stuff. Got to.
So solid two.
I got 2, but with 0 on the end, so another not 20.
Oh, okay, right, okay. So, Karma, you get a really good idea of the patrol that they're doing. It's sort of like doing a formation where they spread out, do a circle, spread out, do another circle, and then sort of converge back in. And they take about 45 minutes to an hour before they get back to the camp. So you have about a 45-minute window if you plan to do anything in the camp after the patrol goes off. There are currently, let's count real quick, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Who do we
13,
appreciate?
14 enemies that you can notice. One of them being Brex, and one of them being the commander. 10 of them being the patrols. There are 2 more, but they're unconscious right now.
Okay.
Is one of them dead? Because one was like pierced by a boar's tusk.
Yes, one of them did indeed die. He was
Okay.
one of the unconscious ones. Well, I said died.
Ah.
He's technically unconscious at this point because they all have potions of healings and they were just like chugging it down him.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, you when you start to realize that the next patrol is going back out again, you can tell Mivik or ask him to do anything if you want. How long does your invisibility last, Mivik? Do you mind quickly checking that up for me?
Sure, I think it is 8 hours, maybe. Let me check right now.
Just a quick note.
What time of the day is it?
Right now it's evening.
It does not say
Like
time. It says
9,
last
10.
until you make a damage roll attack. Make a creature save or you next turn.
Okay, on your next turn.
Yeah.
What is that special? That's 6 seconds, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Obviously, rules are rules, man. I'll for the sake, I'll say you can keep your invisibility up until you use an action.
Okay.
I'm not all like so heavy on the lot of rules when it comes to these situations. So everyone who's watching, just expect that from us as well.
All right, I'm gonna write that officially down. That my invisibility lasts 1 rest 6 seconds. Okay, got it.
However, for now.
Yes, invisibility says concentration up to 1 hour.
No, but it's not a spell. It's his
it's
ability.
Racial trait.
Racial
Okay.
trait. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
Virgo power. Firbolg power.
Okay.
Right.
It's like a quick, run away.
Yeah,
Right.
Mivik, with that in mind, that's what I just wanted to check. With that in mind, you start to see your hands and your image come back into play, and you start to notice you're
hide in a bush.
You just start to feel quite vulnerable. Do you want to make me a stealth check with advantage because you are quite far away from the patrols? Go on, you've had good luck so far. That's not a good face. That is not a good face.
14.
14. Okay, so you hide in a bush near the tree which Karma was sat next to. So you've got some good, coverage around you, and you've also got Karma who's keeping an eye on you. And you see one of these patrols again come very close to you, and then they stop, look around a bit, look at each other, and then they start prodding at the bushes away with the sword. And then they shrug and walk off.
We haven't noticed.
Yeah.
You hear them talking while they're walking past, and you said, "So that was a very strange thing to come out of a bush. I've seen some things in the woods, but I've never seen a regal in a bush." Oh, I can honestly say, I don't know how he didn't get his weird outfit dirty. It looked very clean. I'm impressed. I might steal it later. We could probably sell it off.
What did you say, Karma?
They're not very perceptive.
No, they're not.
We need to make a plan. I explained to you how they patrolling, how it works, and we need to. I don't know. What do you want to do?
We're true people, and I'm really tall, so we can't really do anything super stealthy.
Tall people can stealth.
Yeah, try telling that to my Goliath rogue.
I would really like to carry on hiding till they move and then follow them to wherever they're going.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Honestly, I think you're right. I can't really imagine the benefits of waiting it out now. We kind of gotta figure this out. I feel like if they're still making patrols now, which it seems like they're not going to go anywhere for a bit, we might want to start taking out sort of one by one.
Yeah. With that in mind, by the way, the patrols, you notice that because it's a large area they're trying to cover, they are in 1 or 2 batches. Some of them are going in 3. Depending on which one it is at the time.
I could bait one.
As they start missing because of the way they are patrolling the place, and they are meeting up every 45 minutes to an hour. We would only have that hour to try and take them all out. Because as soon as one of the groups doesn't show, then they will know that something happened.
How many do we have to take out?
10.
10.
It's no problem. All right.
Yeah, because we've done well at that so far.
Well, we can
Yeah.
do that, or we can go and try and rescue people from the camp in that gap when they're away from it. Which means there's less people to deal with in the camp. How many is there? 4?
There's 4, but there's 2. The commander, I said Brexit because we kept calling him Brexit last time.
The evil Rex.
Yeah, the evil Brexit, and
As opposed to the good one.
yeah, at this point there's 2 guards right now, just sort of patrolling the area, keeping an eye on these 2.
Okay. Are you back down from the tree?
I'm hanging off the branch upside down. Like
Come get down here so I don't have to talk so loud.
Fine.
Okay. So if we do this, I have to rely on you to basically take them out as quick as you can, and I can bait them out, or I can leave you to it since it's only 2 guys, and I'll try to free up some people.
Let's try and free them up without getting noticed first.
Okay.
If we do get noticed, then we'll have to deal with them.
I hate this plan so much, but I don't think we have any other choice. All right.
Mivik,
All right.
you notice a familiar sound coming close towards you. Karma, you're not aware of this sound, but you're aware of this. Well, you're aware of the sound, but you're sort of unsure what it is. As a small little boar comes up next to you, Mivik, and starts grunting at you.
Borgie.
And he starts like nudging you on the leg with a little bit of like flesh on his tusk.
Oh, let me help you. And I grossly take off the flesh from the tusk and I pat his head and I go, "Hello, welcome back."
As you pull the the sort of like a big chunk of flesh from what seems to be his arm. Oh no, it wasn't even his arm. I think it was his like chest or something like that. Big chunk of flesh, basically. It makes this really grotesque sound. That's like
Yeah.
pulls out,
All right.
and like as you
That's
pull it out,
good.
all the blood starts like gushing out onto your hand because it's now got a hole to all flow out from. It's really lovely. The boss starts licking it.
All right. Yeah. You earned that. And I'm just gonna place it down on the floor and pat his head. All right. Well,
This
it's
friendly
now the
boss
3
seems,
of us.
quite attached to you.
Oh, that's good. All right. Cool. More friends. All right. Well,
So it's quiet.
So it's 3 of us now. That's good.
Me, my boy, and I.
Exactly. All right. Well. All right.
Would we have any potions of healing?
No, we
The
didn't.
potions
We
of-
didn't go shopping. We went straight into the woods.
The potions of healing that you saw on the other people were given to them, and they administered it to some of the like Rex and Marl, I think, and Osborne because they were in fact they gave it to Mivik because he was shot by an arrow and he was bleeding out, and they didn't want to spoil the goods, so to speak. But you do realize that from your encounter, Mivik, that there appears to be some like levels of potions around somewhere that sort of they might be having them on their person.
Okay. Oh, actually, the board does help us with this. Okay, so what could happen is I could talk to the boar, let him know, just tell him to sort of give a few grunts if he sees a guard, while you go ahead and steal some potions.
You can create a distraction.
I'm not gonna risk Borgie's life. Are you kidding me? I love this guy. Look at him. He's such a good guy. And I just ruffle his head.
The boss starts making like a slightly louder grunting noise.
Okay, that's a bad idea. All right, never mind.
Let me roll a stealth check.
All right.
Oh,
What's the mod for the boar?
0.
Okay.
Okay, well,
14.
yeah. Yeah, 14 will do.
All right. Jeez. All right. Gods. All right. Goodness, that was good. Sweet. All right.
Just about.
Look, let's just try to free the people.
Yeah.
And if we see potions, we grab.
Yeah.
And then I talk to Borgie and I say, if you stay with us. If you see people, just give a few grunts, all right? As
Okay.
quiet as you can.
When you speak to him, how exactly are you speaking to him? Is it like using a spell, or is it part of your your traits?
It is part of my racial traits.
Okay.
Where it just says plants and beasts can understand you, and you have advantage on charisma checks.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine. I didn't know if they could speak back to you. That's all I needed to know.
No, but I mean, like, they could give a nod or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll be just for the sake of this boar. As much as you're starting to like Borgie, I'll be controlling his movement and all his actions. And
Oh
stuff
snap! Okay,
because he is an NPC, I guess.
that's true.
Okay, so but you can tell him what to do, and so you're telling him where you directing him. Which way are you directing him again?
I'm telling him to stick with us, and that if he sees anybody, make a couple of low-sounding grunts.
Okay. He's like, "Ugh."
All right, that's that's good. All right. Oh boy.
You notice that he's continuously doing it, like he's not stopping doing it. Ugh.
If you,
Because he sees us.
if you if it's somebody that's not me or this nice fellow, low grunt.
Ugh. And then
Alright,
no more guns.
Okay. Well, all right. I think I got maybe the message across a little bit. We just gotta take our chances and go.
Okay. So at this point, you've been discussing for about 5-10 minutes now, right around midway
Okay.
between that time.
Let's do it.
The patrol is still out at this point. You came down as soon as the patrol started going out, so you've got that above you, oh well, behind you now. There's 2 people on site that you saw, and the 2 big evil dudes, Brexit and Brexit's commander, which I guess would be Theresa May at this point. So.
Theresa dismay.
Hey.
Also, I just want to I apologize to Osborne and Rex. As much as I'd like to get you both involved, you did bring this upon yourself. Well, not Rex. Rex, he tried to help.
Well, you will try and charm your way into an NPC camp, right?
Okay. It really much is Mivik and Karma time now. I don't even know if we'll be able to finish
Karma
this
time.
session, but we'll see what we can do. Right. So, at this point, you want to see if you can find potions, right? And,
No, we're gonna try to free the people, and if we see potions on our way while we're taking the people out, we will grab them.
Okay. So,
Priority number 1 is people.
okay, so Karma, Mivik, you're making your way down to the camp with Borgie, and do you want to roll me stealth checks?
Okay. Do I roll for the boar as well?
I will be rolling for the boar.
All right.
Ooh.
24.
18.
Ooh. Okay. So you, Karma, and Mivik, you start stealthing towards the camp, and you're pretty quiet. You've got a good gauge on this scenario, right? But the boar, however, you've noticed that the boar's not even there anymore.
All right, cool. Well,
do you want to both make me a perception check?
yeah, sure. All right. That's an 8.
It's a number.
13.
13.
It's
yeah.
true.
Mivik, you look around and you notice that Borgie's gone missing. I mean,
No!
you just met the guy.
Fuck.
Karma, you look around and you see this like little tuft of hair hidden in a bush. It's like you can't even
Oh, that's adorable.
see him. Yeah, you got a nat 20. You're good. As you slowly make your way towards the camp, and this little tuft of hair dashing, not dashing, like stealthily dashing between the bushes. and you make your way to just on the outskirts of the camp where the foliage starts to become less prevalent. So it'll be a lot harder to sort of sneak around if you plan on going into the middle of the camp. But around the outside, it's like a 30-foot radius.
Yeah.
Diameter would be a better word. And you could probably get around the camp towards the side where the cages are. You haven't noticed any potions of healing on your way down here. While you're here, though, do you wanna both make me another perception check?
Yeah,
As you-
see the potions.
Yeah.
All right. Another 8. What the hell?
2 fat ladies.
14.
14. Okay, so on these guards, you see them, both of them yielding a longsword, crossbow, and what seems to be a small red potion. And the commander, again, he's heavily armored up, so you can't really tell what he's got on him. He's got large plate armor, and he's got this really regal shield on his arm right now, along with a really finesse longsword. Oh, someone's messaging me.
What's that doing at the moment?
The captain is just sort of sat down right now. Brex
Are we
is
by
just sort of-
the
Go on.
Are we by the cages now, or?
Yeah, you're at the cages at this
Okay.
point. Peter's sleeping. Osborne is unconscious, and he also can't see. Rexamil is unconscious and is like one of those in those little pet cages that you put to take an animal with you on the airport.
Question. For Misty Step, anybody can chime in. If I were to grab something, would it Misty Step with me or no?
Is it work like dimension doors?
Don't think it does.
No.
Let me see if I've got
What is it you're thinking of grabbing?
or who.
You, Rex.
No, it wouldn't be
No.
not a person. But
What about the cage you're in?
And no, it's too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd have to be like a held object, I'd imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if? Oh, okay. So then, what about the potions?
You want a misty step with a potion?
Well, no. I mean, like, walk up, latch onto the potion, and then Misty Step back.
You can try it. Just hold on, let me just.
Just as you teleport into an unoccupied space that you can see.
Yeah.
Don't forget, these are humans. It's quite dark right now.
Yeah.
They have light sources, I should mention as well. You, however, you are not human, which means you can see in the dark, which means you've got.
No. I don't believe so.
Oh, you don't have dark vision.
I don't believe so.
Oh.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Furbolgs don't have dark
I
vision.
thought every single race except humans had dark vision.
No.
No.
I mean, tieflings don't have dark vision, or maybe no, that's
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Halflings don't.
somebody else.
If we're near the cages, are they within the reach of us? Can I do like a medicine check on any of them?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check. Is it just to bring them up or like just to check how damaged they are, etc.?
Well, I am trained in medicine. I'm not sure whether I'm able to actually bring them up at all with it or not.
I believe if you have the healer's feat, you can use a healer's kit to restore HP. But normally with a healer's kit, you can make someone unstabilized. But I believe you're aware that they are stabilized right now. But you can check a medicine check to see what's happening with Osborne, Peter, and Rex Amaro.
Yeah,
Because
I'll try with
they
that.
appear to have been injected with something as well.
17.
17. Okay. So, let me get it. You notice that the thing that stabbed Peter in the leg was, let me find it. It seemed to be some form of poison. You presume that's what it did to make him fall asleep so quickly.
Right.
You reckon,
Just a minute.
from your knowledge of, do you have any knowledge with poisons, actually? What's your backstory again?
I'm a hermit. I'm a monk
Oh,
raised in a monastery, so I read loads of books.
Okay, I'll allow that. From what you know about poisons, they don't usually last a prolonged amount of time unless they're like heavily, what's the word?
Dosed.
Yeah, but if it's a poison or a venom, I guess in this case, they won't last as long, especially in these parts.
Okay. Am I able to tell how soon they might wake up?
Possibly within the next 30 minutes. Just Peter though. Osborne and Rex and Mariel appear to not only have been poisoned, but knocked out completely.
Oh,
So,
no.
yeah, you have no idea how long they'll be out for. For clarification, it has been about an hour since Osborne and Rex and Mariel have been knocked out, and it's been about 15 minutes since, I think for 30 minutes. No, because you guys waited around. It's been about 30 minutes since Peter's wonderful incident.
Alright.
Went down like a sweet muffin.
Let's go ahead and hurry this up. We should probably start just trying to get them out of here and start dragging them.
But we really do need healing potions then, because in that case we won't be able to carry them all.
I will try to. Okay, I'll start working on the locks. You try to try pickpocketing. They are humans.
Carmen,
Do the
do you want to just make me, as you look into the cage, the cuffs that Peter, Osborne, and Rex and Mariel are locked in right now appear to be really strong locks. Osborne especially appears to have been like heavily chained up. As they realize he was a magician, it appears his fingers have been chained up. His neck is also cuffed up to his back right now, so his hands are behind his back. He's also got a gag on him, and his eyes are covered up. It's to stop any way for him to use magic. They seem to be well prepared for these situations.
Wow, some kinky guards.
You just gotta know the safe word.
The safe word is fuck.
Word's furbold.
It's true.
Wonder if they have any suspenders.
Oh,
So, all right. Well, I'm gonna start working on this lock. You can look around for potions or whatnot, but I'm no good for finding potions. I can't see barely a thing.
You've got dark vision. I just looked it up.
What?
You have dark and low light vision. Furbold.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't say. It doesn't say on my 5th edition thing. Is why.
I just googled it. Like.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair
you
enough.
can see.
All right.
I
So
can
then
see
maybe.
clearly now my eyes are gone.
Vision, low light vision, dark vision.
Maybe. All right. Well then. All right. Then maybe I can try Misty Step in the potion that the guard has. I don't know.
No, I like your first one better. You
All right, fair.
get the locks. I'll try and find some potions.
All right. That's fair enough. I'm gonna go ahead and try the locks.
You're gonna try the locks. Okay, let me look that up real quick. This is gonna be interesting. Do you wanna make me a? Do you have any thief tools?
I do not.
You do not. Okay.
Last time I tried doing this, I did it with a dagger.
Yeah, you can try it with a dagger, but it will be with disadvantage.
All right, I'm gonna use my sorcerer archetype ability to make. I gain 1 advantage. Oh no, it's it's on a check per day. I get 1 advantage, so I'm gonna cancel out the disadvantage.
Got it. Okay. Make me.
Sorry, that was really low. Okay.
No, I get you. Make me the roll. Let me.
Come
see.
on, big money, no whammy. 8.
You make me a stealth check as well, by the way.
All right, great. That's gonna be a 7.
7. Okay.
You sure you're using the right dice?
I guess I switched up the dice. They're different.
Didn't help. Okay, so as you try to pick lock this lock, what are they called now? Man, my brain's gone numb.
Pick the lock.
Pardon?
You pick the lock.
Yeah, pick the lock. Wow, I don't even know how that happened. Yeah, as you try and pick the lock, it's one of those chain lock things. attached to the cage. You put your dagger in, and the dagger is way too thick for this lock. The key seems to be extremely tiny, and you start jabbing away at it, hoping it'd work, like twisting it and like forcing it to sort of move, and then you hear this like crack as you think, oh, it's worked, and you look it up. You look at your dagger, and it's got a nice big chip in it. And as you do that, you turn around to see the 2 guards and the 2 commanders looking at you, and just sort of like staring at you as this is going on. They're not moving, by the way. They're just the 2 guards have got their crossbows out, but the other 2 are just sort of staring at you, just sort of like hands on their hips, like just giving you this look.
Really?
And at that point, we're gonna have a quick 5-minute break.
Okay.
We'll be back soon to see what happens with Mythic and Karma as our wonderful party decides to dig further into this hole that they've dug themselves into. See everyone soon. And we're back, everyone. Welcome back.
So then,
to
Hey.
welcome back to Mivic's Adventures, unlocking a lock with a dagger. We
Mimic versus the door, round 3.
we return.
come at me, son. Come on.
Mivic staring at everyone, staring back at him. Karma is.
Are they all
currently-
facing me in the same direction?
They're all facing you in the same direction. There's no one
Oh.
from Karma.
You know what? We're just gonna do this just because this is like last dish effort. We're just gonna do it level 2 burning hands.
They are 30 foot away from you.
Oh,
not 30 foot. They're about 20, 30 foot away from you at this point.
alright,
If you move, you could probably get 2 of them.
oh, you know what? That's a what did I think of? I just Misty Step out of there.
I was waiting for you to do that. Okay, just remind me what Misty Step does again.
Misty Step just basically teleports me 30 feet away in
General
area. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe if I went like is there like a building or anything, or just something I can go around the corner of? Okay.
There's loads of bushes, trees.
Okay, I'm gonna Misty Step into a bush and then crawl, run away, just on the ground, run away.
Okay, so you Misty Step away in this flash of amazement.
Hello, goodbye.
The other 2 guards start chasing after you as you're crawling down. Do you want to make me a quick perception check while you're on the ground there?
Yeah. Ooh, 18.
18. That's good. You start to notice that around you, on the floor, the ground that you have been walking on and like crawling on, I guess at this point, and gracefully landing on, has become more stale. And before, when the ground was like quite muddy, quite wet, it's becoming a lot more harder. As you start to look around as well, you noticed a few disconcerting things, like the bushes that you were teleported to. Some of them are quite withered. As Karma, you see 2 guards just like immediately dash off towards Mivik. They don't even notice you at this point. They're too focused on Mivik. As far as they're aware, you don't even exist.
Okay. Am I able to see any health potions anywhere around?
Make me a perception check.
That's 15.
15. Yeah, you look around, you get a quick glance around, and as you see Brexit having a good little banter to himself and laughing, you see what seems to be like a small chest. You don't know what's inside it right now, but it appears to have a lock on it.
I'm going to try and stealth up to it.
Okay. The chest is near the Tin Fellow's cage right now.
Okay. I'm going to try and open it.
Yeah, so do you want to make me a quick stealth check?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm currently still trying to hide away from vision.
20.
Oh, my days. Karma is on point today. As you as you like swiftly move towards this chest, it is locked. Oh well, sorry. Let me rephrase that. It's got a lock on it. Do you want to try and pick the lock or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't have thieves' tools, but I do have my monk darts.
Yeah,
I'm going to try.
they're a bit more. They're a bit thinner than the giant
Then
dagger.
dagger.
Yeah. Yeah. Make me a what's the word? Sleight of hand check.
That's 20 again.
Oh man, you try and put your dart inside the lock, and you start like fiddling it around everywhere, but you don't seem to hear any noises in the lock. As you pull the dart out, you realize that it was already unlocked to begin with.
I try and quietly open the chest.
Yeah, so you have a quick look inside, and you see what seems to be a plethora of gear in this chest. Some weapons that appears to have been ransacked from other farms. What seems to be a bunch of farmers' tools, small farmers' tools. That's for gnomes apparently. You notice a really nice looking rapier, and at the bottom of it, you see 2 potions of healing.
I'll grab the potions of healing.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed the rapier or any weapons that I can recognize as my team's.
Yeah, you notice that you
not
see Osborne's is it like a magic pouch you had? Something to have your ingredients for your spells or anything like that.
There was a pouch and a spear.
Yeah, okay. So you notice his gear. You can take them all out, but you'd be walking around with a bunch of heavy stuff around.
Oh,
effectively.
yeah, I'm going to leave the heavier stuff in there then.
Rexamara, what did you have on your person before you got swiftly put down?
I think the only weapon I had was my rapier.
Okay. There's another rapier in there as well, which you can.
Oh,
recognize as
I had my small shield as well, like a little wooden shield that's made out of like bark.
Okay, yeah. So you see a very woodland-looking shield. I presume it's like made just of wood, right? No metal or anything like that.
No metal on it.
Yeah, a shield that resembles very much a
Wooden leather.
yeah, like a shield would do. The rapier itself, his rapier is nothing in comparison to this one that looks very fine, very dashing. You know those like fencing rapiers that have like little swivels going around the hilt. It's one of them looking ones. It's really nice. Probably fetch a nice good price as well.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to try and feed them the healing potions without getting noticed.
Yeah. At this point, you are stealthing quite far away, and they're not even paying attention to you as you administer the potions to Osborne and Rex, and you both want to roll me 2d4 plus 2.
How much
no, in fact,
longer
no,
got past by now?
Pardon?
Have I woken up by now?
Let's make.
I was
me-
going to,
Oh, sorry.
I'll give it a slap as well.
Give it to who?
I'll
Sorry?
give Peter a slap and the potions to those two guys.
Oh, okay. So you slap Peter awake, and you do wake up immediately. And you wake up,
Cool.
and you wake up gracefully, of course. And you see your companions Osborne and Rex next to you. Rex is like cramped in this cage. Yeah. Osborne is blind as a bat, but you take the gag off him. It wasn't a
Did
ball
they
gag, it was just a rope.
did they take all of my possessions as well, or did they just not even bother checking me because they were too
No,
put off by my fancy
They didn't
clothes?
have time to take your gear off at this point because they realized that they don't have that much time to worry about taking your
Okay.
stuff off. With Rex and Osborne, they didn't know the sort of immediate threat after they took out Rex and Osborne. Mivix, they knew he was quite wounded previously from his previous encounter. They're not aware of Karma, so they just wanted to throw you in there, and they'll deal with you later. So you do have your gear on you. Rex and Osborne, Karma has your gear, but you two are locked up still. You can't cast any spells, Osborne, and Rex, you can attempt to break out using your wild shape, I think it's called. That
Yep.
way. You can attempt to do that.
Guys. I'm just gonna basically speak to them quickly.
Yeah, you can talk in
Just
punch
like,
terms.
you need to be quiet, obviously. I think at the moment our objective is to free everybody and get the fuck out of here. So, I can try and unlock the cages, or you can unlock your cage, and I can try and unlock the Tin Fellow's cage at the same time.
I've still got a dagger on me, but I don't know what they've done to my hands. So, do you reckon I could try and pick my own bonds with my own dagger?
You would not be able to do that.
Okay.
Because of my hands
I
are tied
You
up.
can attempt to break free of the chains you've got on you. It seems very tough though, but possible.
Yeah, the chains.
They will be there.
I'll give it a go. Try and strain against them. See if they did a bad job
Are you
putting them
gonna,
together.
are you gonna mention this to the other three?
I think if Karma's near enough by, then I'm gonna try and sort of at least try and get out of my. So I've got free hands at the very least. From there, I can probably try a bit easier to everything else. Or
Yeah.
if I can't do it, then ask her to try and help, try and pick my hands free, and then at least I can start helping.
Okay.
Let's do that first then.
Okay. We'll switch back
Yeah.
to
Okay. So
we'll switch back to
Which
Mimic.
one?
I'm while I'm running, I'm taking like pot shots behind me of Ray of Frost.
Okay. Right. Okay. Let me load.
And just sort of screaming at the top of my lungs, Borgie, little help, please.
Okay. Okay. I was just about to mention Borgie. You hear the sound of a really loud grunt as one of these bushes, which you thought was a bush, turns out to be a boar in disguise as he charges out from one of the
Like Fortnite?
yeah, he charges out from amidst the darkness, and he goes towards the two that were chasing you, and he makes an attack roll. Let me get the board stats up real quick. And he makes an attack roll on one of the enemies. Do you want to make me an attack roll shooting behind you? Because you are taking pot shots. You'll see whether or not it hits and who it hits.
Okay.
You can try and aim for the one that the ball is charging towards. He appears to be going for the left one.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the right one because I don't want to accidentally hit my Borgie.
Okay, make me an attack roll.
Yeah, sure thing, buds. Okay, so it's with my spell melee, or
It's a spell attack roll.
yes.
12.
15.
Okay, let me just remember. 15. So the boar charges towards the left one, and his tusk immediately hits his one of the enemy's chainmail, and just sort of like makes a large crunching sound.
Ooh.
As you look at him, you notice that his tusk actually breaks off, and the one on the left stands still and brings out his longsword.
No!
The other one you take a shot at, and the ray of frost sort of like glances off his armor, and fizzles away, and starts running towards you, getting his longsword out, and screams, "It's him, the one who goes invisible! Get him before he disappears again! The little bastard!"
Oh my god.
Little.
He's anything but little.
I'm going to oh man, I don't want to leave Borgie. Distraction time. Okay. I stop running and like turn around, and I take a proper ray of frost at the one that Borgie attacked.
Okay.
I'm a huge animal lover.
Yeah, that makes sense. So at this point, when you turn around and you go to shoot, the guy will be just within range to attack you.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly, you are like one hit from death.
No. I'm always one hit from death. No, I'm not one hit away from death because of the health potion.
So you're like 4 hits from death.
5.
Oh, that's a good that's a strong 5.
Yeah.
As you shoot your ray of frost towards the enemy, or the patrol, which is going to slam his longsword down onto the boar. Do you want to make me another attack roll?
Yeah.
Last ditch effort to save poor boar.
Natural 20.
Hey!
Yay!
Doesn't save the party, but saves the boar.
The boar is his party.
The party
Priorities,
needs bacon,
right?
it's
Hey man, Borgie MVP though.
Okay,
Borgie.
it's 2d8, I recall.
Whoa. Okay. I rolled 15.
15. As you shoot your ray of frost?
Yeah.
Your ray of frost. You hit him straight in his temple, and the effect of it hitting him, not only does it knock him out, it shoots straight into his skull as you see blood splatter out onto the boar, which he then starts licking.
Now that's what I call a brain freeze.
As the second,
As I say, being slashed by a sword.
as the other patrol comes up towards you and makes two attack rolls on you. Oh no, that's not right.
Oh no.
19 for the first one.
Just
It doesn't hit.
nope.
Oh dear. Let me.
19 doesn't hit.
Oh, it does.
Ooh, it hits you for a whole 5.
What? Okay, that's all my 5.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm down.
And it knocks you unconscious as he like hits you with the blunt side of his long sword.
Ugh.
Save yourself, Borgie.
Yeah. I say to Borgie, get the others.
As the last thing you see was Borgie charging towards the main camp. As you hit the ground, the ground you hit, by the way, before you hit it and like become completely unconscious, is like hitting concrete at this point.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot different from when you were crawling around on the floor or gracefully landing. Back to you 4 actually, because you're all awake now.
Yeah.
Yay! Get the play near the tail end.
You all hear the sound of action going off about 30 feet away from you. Kami, you recognize the voice of Mivik screaming out in pain, and something about a boar. I'm pretty sure you.
Oh,
understand at
that's
this
smart!
You heard something about boars saving him, or you're not sure yet. But you recognize that at this point you only have a limited amount of time before they come back. You don't know what happened with Mivik. Well, actually, you know he's presumably been knocked the fuck out. So consider yourself the lucky one who hasn't been absolutely smashed in yet.
Mivik, doesn't save the party.
Quickly try and take the finger shackles or whatever that is of Peter.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Make me a sleight of hand check. Are you using your dart?
yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot easier than a dagger.
Oh. Right. That's 8.
8. 8 is not good enough. You try and like jab your fingers into the lock, which has all the chains attached to it, and it's just not making any sort of impact. You're sort of twisting it around, but nothing happens. Your dart doesn't break, fortunately. But you recognize that you won't be able to unlock it this way.
Can I just try and burst straight out of it? Just pure rage out of it. Why not?
You can do. Make me an athletics.
Here we
check.
go. An athletics check.
Yeah. You
Oh,
got it.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be a 16.
16. Okay.
16
yeah.
athletics.
Okay.
Gonna let me bust out.
As you try and rip apart your chains that your finger is held on, you realize while the lock itself is quite robust, the chain that's keeping the locks together, the little U-locks, I guess you call it. Yeah, they're not as heftily held together because they're just wrapped around your fingers, and you manage to rip apart your fingers. In doing so as well, you also managed to, in the momentum, you pulled apart the chains between your wrists as well. So you've just got 2 chains around your wrist. Not chains, 2 cuffs around your wrist, but the chains are now ripped apart. So you can move freely.
That's jewelry. Nice.
Pardon?
The lovely bracelets.
It does make a loud noise.
And, in my little animal cage,
Yeah.
are my hands bound together, or was I just in
You were just
an
in the
animal
cage. You were just in the cage.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna fish around underneath my robes, and I pull out my lock picks,
Ooh.
and I attempt to pick my lock.
Okay, make me a sleight of hand check. You get. I'm not never too sure with thieves' tools or lockpicks. What happens when you use a lockpick? Is it advantage or do you just get proficiency with it? I can't remember.
I
think it's up to DM description.
Yeah,
I will say advantage.
Okay. I am proficient with my lockpicks.
Yeah, that would make sense. Proficient advantage for that.
Still not great. But it's what's the modifier that I use? Sleight of hand.
Dex modifier.
Yeah.
With proficiency?
Oh right. Okay.
If
so
you're
that would be
proficient?
13.
13. Yeah, with a 13, you
Oh, wait. I'm proficient with them, so I add my proficiency to that. So that's a 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
As difficult as it is trying to maneuver about, you manage to sort of like shuffle your way towards the lock and sort of like get your fingers between the cage and like do your best with the sight and maneuverability you have to try and unlock it, and you hear this click as the lock comes loose and it falls to the ground, making another loud bang.
While this is happening, I've kind of left them to their own devices because I want to free the Tin Fellows.
Okay. As you go toward the... In fact, no, let's... before we move on to your camera, Osborne's not had a chance to do anything right now, so we'll see if he wants to try anything. You are currently locked up, similar to how Peter was. Your fingers are locked up. You can talk. You can see again. I presume Karma undid your wonderful gimp mask. And you have the ability to speak. Your maneuverability with your hands are not good, so you can't cast any semantic spells, but you can cast verbal spells.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much screwed.
If I recall,
So it's all semantics.
yeah, I think it's all semantics, isn't it? I think if my friend had this issue, I think the only spell you can cast is an ice knife, which is like a level 2 spell.
Yeah, so I can't actually do anything. But if,
You can try and break the locks, though. If you
oh,
want.
I can't.
You can try.
Yeah.
I have a minus one to strength.
Let's for giggles. I'm going to try and break the locks. Athletics again or strength?
Yeah, strength or athletics. To me, it's usually the same thing, but if you're proficient in athletics.
Okay, this should be hilarious. Oh, actually, rolled a 17, but -1, so
See,
16.
See, you have
That's
you
exactly
have the
what I did.
ability. Yeah, you managed to pull apart the. You see what Peter did in his amazing looking outfit, by the way. And you rip apart the chain links, similar to what Peter did. And again, in the momentum, you sort of like pulled away the cufflinks between your wrists. So you've got maneuverability in your hands and your wrists now. So you can now cast semantic spells. It's semantic, isn't it? Verbal spells?
Yeah, verbal and semantic.
Yeah.
Semantic. Okay, can I see the padlock on the cage?
Yes.
Can I cast acid splash at it
Acid
and try and melt it?
Ooh.
Okay, so you cast acid splash on this lock, but I need to quickly check something. Locks metal. No, do you know what? Never mind. Yeah, so you cast acid splash on it. Do you want to make me is it a save acid splash or is it an attack roll?
You hurl a acid at 2 creatures within 5 feet. A target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Well, it's a cage, so it definitely won't.
It's not going to move out the way.
Yeah, it probably won't move out of the way. So you do hit it. Do you want to roll me
It's a
damage?
d6.
D6, okay. It's poison I was thinking of, not acid. They're different.
You two are so adorable.
4.
4. Okay, let me note that down. Yeah, you hurl this acid at it, and it makes a sizzling sound, but the lock doesn't appear to be broken as of yet.
Okay, every
Lock says
pretty much 6
why?
seconds I'm going to throw acid at it.
Okay, as this happens, you notice that the other two. Oh, hello.
I'm good. I accidentally clicked that.
Okay, everything disappeared. all my screens just moved about. But yeah, so as you start casting acid spells at this cage, the cage itself is like just big enough to fit you all in. You're not squeezing, but it's just big enough for you all to fit in. It's not like Rex's cage, although he's out of it now. He's just sort of crawling out. Osborne manages to start like throwing these acid splashes and eventually wearing the lockout. But at this point, the commander and Brexit stood in front of the cage, just saying, what are you doing right now, and just sort of giving you the sort of like a disappointed father look on you. Brexit especially is looking so like disappointed, but you can see under his like disappointment there's like a little grin as he like starts to pull out his long sword. Yeah, not long sword, his great sword, getting ready.
How close are they to me?
They're about 10 foot away from you. You're at the. Oh, in fact, was you going to be right next to the lock as you were?
Yeah, we're just
Okay.
trying to.
They're like 2 foot away from you then, right next to you.
And am I and Osborne in the same cage?
You're all in the same cage.
Yeah.
Can I,
Okay.
can I
Cool.
see this happening then? Yeah.
Hmm?
Can I see this happening?
Yeah, you can see this happening. You saw them walk towards your fellow comrade's cage as you were walking towards the Tin Fellows. You can still continue to do go and help the Tin Fellows out if you want, or you can try and intervene with the other two right now.
We're gonna try and quickly intervene first.
Right. Okay. Osborne, what are you going to do? They've not become hostile to you yet. You don't have to do initiative just yet.
They're not hostile yet.
Not yet. They're not.
I'm just gonna go. Your cage was dirty. I was trying to get the rust off.
Trying to get the rust up. By the way, Osborne and Rex, how much did you two heal for?
I got 6
Six.
points healed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2d4 plus 2.
And Osborne,
I think it was 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hold on, give me 1 sec. He says to you, it is a nasty cage, isn't it? It looks a bit dirty, especially with you lot in there. I have to commend he must be your friend right now. You wasn't all here just willy-nilly, and he wasn't off on his own adventures in that outfit looking so fabulous. He starts scoffing to himself, like trying to hide his own laughter, saying that. And he's saying, again, I said you would all fetch a fair price. You wanted to partake in the arena, I recall. Or you wanted to...
No. I did not say that.
Oh, my ears must be mistaken. Do you want to make me a insight check?
Yeah. 16.
16. As you're really close to Brexit, you notice that his really ugly humanoid looks. Sorry, my apologies. His like ugly humanoid looks. They start to become a bit more clear as why he looks so ugly. It seems like he's actually what appears to be a half-orc disguised as a human.
I'm gonna just carry on rambling absolute shit, telling him what I was telling him when we was in the camp verbally.
Yeah.
Brex is his boss.
Yeah.
I'm gonna telepathically say, "Do you know your bro is an orc?"
He sort of like looks at you and sort of looks at him. Make me another insight check. This time on the commander fella.
On the commander.
Yeah.
18 plus 2.
18.
Insight. 18 plus 2. Yeah, 20.
Okay. As you look at this dude, you seem, after you messaged that to him, he appears to be like slightly shaken up a bit.
Okay, and then Tat say, maybe remove his disguise. Might do you a favor.
He's sort of just like say that again, sorry.
He looks to be disguising his orcishness.
Okay. He sort of like pulls his sword out a bit and pulls it out, looking to do something to Brexit, but unfortunately he puts the sword back away and just sort of like turns towards you again. You can see by his actions and sort of like his posture right now, he seems to be intimidated by Brexit, as we all are intimidated by Brexit.
Very true. Sorry, go on.
No, go for it.
As I've picked the lock of my cage and kind of crawled out a little bit, I'm going to assume that my face is quite close to the ground.
Yeah. In all of this, you would have been able to do like a few things while they were talking.
So my face is close to the ground, and I sniff and my eyes narrow and I'm looking around. You said that the ground had kind of changed.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that I notice about it?
Make me a nature check. I've not played
Yay!
D&D in so long that is nature and a skill check.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And you would think that druids would naturally be good at that, but no.
You.
Oh,
Oh, no,
12. I got a 12.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, so you start to sniff around the air and the sort of like the dirt around you, and you notice that it's becoming more decrepit. I like using that word, decrepit. It's become a bit more like hollow.
And
less
I would,
natural.
yeah, I would know that this is really unnatural, right?
Yes, you know this is really unnatural. Make me a perception check as you start to look around the area, sniffing away like a dog, or a panther.
That's a 20.
20. You notice that there's some really unnatural fog coming in from around the area. You also notice that it's been a while since you've heard from Mivik, a while since you heard from the guards, and the only people right now that is sort of like making any sound is within this camp.
Okay. I would like to, while that was going on before, I would have liked to have done my very best to stealth towards the Infellow's cage. And
just to
I'm going to
clarify, you were in a cage inside the cage.
Oh, okay.
Now, when I said I was gonna intervene, if I have noticed that they started just chatting,
Yeah.
in the officer, I would have carried on trying to open up the tin flowers cage.
By all means. We'll switch to Peter.
And am I in the big cage where the Tin Fellows are?
No, you're all in the same cage. But your cage, I should have mentioned it. Your cage was inside and the bigger cage. But the cage is currently like on a car that's really low on the floor. So as you rolled out, you would have been able to see the dirt and sniff around. So that part is still relevant. It's just the whole the cage would have been inside another cage.
Okay, cool.
And so if you dial, you realize that they did that so that if you try and change shape again, they have a bit more.
I'm still in the
leeway.
cage.
Yeah, you have still a bit more leeway to try and stop you from getting out.
So, is it possible for me to get to the lock that the Tin Fellows are in?
No, for this point it's too far away. It's about 10 feet away. Well, too
Okay.
far for you anyway. 10 feet from this cage to the next cage. Karma right now is the only one outside the cage. Well, Mivik is as well. But as far as you guys know, Mivik is currently MIA.
Yeah.
I think you're muted, Mivik.
I'm doing great.
Oh, okay, there we go. Good to know, man. Good to know. You're starting to notice there's like been a shift in tone, I guess you can call it. But however, the immediate threat right now you see is these two who are like squaring up to you right now. Well, squaring up to Osborne. Peter right now is let's see what Peter wants to do as well, because you were just getting
So,
your stuff.
how close to the front of how close to the front of the cage is it the Brexit guy? Brex
Yeah,
is
2 feet away.
It's 2 feet away. So, and the door opens outwards.
It does indeed open outwards.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is perhaps I Eldritch Blast the cage door
Okay.
and try and knock it open and hit him with it,
Okay.
essentially.
Ooh.
Right.
Rather than trying to Eldritch Blast through the cage with the disadvantage, actually try and hit the cage door,
Yeah,
smack it with it.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I can Hex as well.
Hex is a bonus action, yeah, you can do that.
Hex a bonus action. I'm just thinking, like, do I want to burn a spell slot on this or not?
Okay.
No. Hex. I'm just going to go for the Eldritch Blast and just try and hit him with the door.
Yeah, just to clarify as well, let's get a good understanding of what everyone is doing right now. Osborne is chatting to the dude, like, yo, what's up? I didn't ask for an arena fight. I just wanted to sell some people, like our wonderful elf. Going off on himself, being the high-class individual that he is. Rex is sniffing the ground. Karma is currently on her way back to the Tin Fellows because she's not seeing any immediate hostility. And Mivik is off.
I'm doing great. I'm just hanging out
chilling.
with my cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just done with being in a cage. That's all. Not a fan of being locked up.
Okay.
Went out.
Got it. Okay, do you want to make me an attack roll?
Yep.
Let's see how this goes.
So I rolled a 15. I get +5 because it's a spell.
Yes, you do. You get a plus
Attack.
to your attack roll. And if you got Eldritch Agonizing Blast, it's a +3 on the damage.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I rolled an unnatural 20
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
it's on the die. +5.
Nice.
And then Eldritch Blast is a D10.
Let's go.
D10.
D10.
D10. As you, excuse me,
Cool.
as you shoot this Eldritch Blast, and
Oh.
it slams
okay.
onto the metal bars within the cage. Oh, I've got the fucking hiccups.
You know you could weigh down that belching with some metal dice from darksilverforge.com, 50% off metal dice for all your games.
Plugs. Yeah.
Okay, so I did. It would be what's my charisma modifier? Charisma +3, so I did 5 damage overall.
Okay, so 9 damage on the cage. If you ever decide to break the cage,
Which is already acid melted to shit as well.
of course,
So
the door flings open and immediately hits the commander first because he was on the left side, and it sort of like slams open, goes conk, stops in place, and because of physics, the commander gets pushed back, dealing. Let's see how much damage does it do. A whole 4 damage. It's not bad.
there you go.
The commander, whose name you still don't know yet, takes 4 damage.
Amazing.
And would you like to all roll me initiative, except Mivik?
Okay. You know what? I'm just.
Oh, dear.
I got
Has Borgie showed up at all out of curiosity?
Not
All
yet.
right.
17.
Yeah, just give me one.
Same.
I'm using unfortunately I'm using OneNote right now. This would be a lot easier if I had the DM's kit from
Yeah, get a cognitive merchant.
There you go with the
.co.uk.
with the built-in magnetic initiative order.
But what
Yeah,
if
could've-
I wanted a custom version?
What's the plug again? Damn it.
CognitiveMerchant.co.uk.
Of course. Yeah. What
Yes.
if I wanted a custom
Custom.
version of my
I
of my
mean-
DM screen and
Oh,
my
man.
DM's kit? And
Yeah, you
everything?
just
What if
contact
I'm
them.
an,
Tell us what you want.
what if I'm an American and I need to see a floor model first? That's okay.
Mechacon.
Go to
Yeah.
Mechacon!
Exactly.
Way.
Oh, man.
We love plugging stuff in.
Oh man, that was as lit as Torchlight.
Oh wow. Wow.
And this is what I've been making while the show's been going on.
Nice.
Yeah, his dice.
It's kind of funny that you guys
contains
like. I also saw you sniffing in the cup like new leather.
Yeah,
smell.
because it's
That
new leather.
smell, man. New leather smell.
Oh, that's one of my favorite.
We get
New.
leather.
I love. Oh man, I love new leather. I love mint. I love fresh cut grass. Oh, it's just so
Yeah.
good.
Smells good.
Just
Nope, that's not right.
Beautiful aromatic smells. Lavender as well.
So, just for the record, my initiative was a mighty 3.
Oh, you don't like lavender? Super strong.
Those are old ladies.
Calling
Oh.
Brexit.
Wow, thanks for calling my mom an old lady.
Nothing personal, dude. Nothing personal.
I'm gonna take it personally. No, it's fine.
Rex, what did you get again?
17.
17. Karma, what did you get?
Sorry, it's not my own name then.
20.
20.
Yep.
Ah, calm down, you dexterous monk.
It wasn't a natural 20.
She clearly has karma on her side.
She
But
does,
don't.
you might want to give that to Mivik. He's having a hard time right now. Peter, what did you get?
17 as well.
17. Okay. Presume Rex had higher dex, correct?
Yeah, I'm like regular
Yeah.
dex.
Yeah,
Okay.
my dex is 3 plus 3.
Yeah, I'm 0.
Okay, so Peter. Rex. Oh, no, that's fine. Oz is not first. I've got a 3.
Yeah, Osborne can go first. It's fine.
And I was thinking he was the last person. Of course, it was Osborne. All right, Karma, you're the first to hear the sound of what appears to be a really loud metal bang, followed by another metal bang, followed by a really passive-aggressive ow.
Okay.
As you turn around to see the door swing slightly open, and the commander on the floor.
I'm going to proceed to the Tin Fellow's cage lock to try and open it.
Okay. Do you want to make me a sleight of hand check with your darts?
Sure. What? Hit. That's a 4 die.
You should use the cognitive merchant dice track.
I was gonna say that.
We have knowledge. They're all at the workshop.
Oh, fair enough.
You guys have dice trays?
Yeah.
Cool.
What? I didn't know this. Okay.
Yeah, just new
Y'all
ones.
gotta
Little,
send
just
them
little
over.
square ones that you clip together.
Okay, y'all gotta still send some over. I would love
I
that.
definitely need to get one because currently I'm using a Pixel 2 kit box as my dice box.
I need to get
You can get the players
So
kit.
I'll be partaking of some cognitive merchant some purchases.
I will probably invest in one as well when I come down to the UK at some point.
Woo, we can ship.
To Spain!
Yeah, we
Right.
ship all over.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Alternatively, wait till September and I can bring it to in the country with me.
There you go.
Hey.
I'm in
Anyway.
Spain in September.
Ooh, baller, Mike. I'll come find you at some point. Anyway, moving on. Personal life aside, we have a D&D life to deal with.
Don't
because,
flip with scissors. Twitch doesn't approve that.
Yeah, well,
Oh my god, we could get taken down for that. Oh lord. Don't try at home.
we are very PG here at
For
D&D
fuck's sakes,
Tavern.
don't try it at home.
All right, Cam. tell me what you got.
16.
16. Okay, so you managed to unlock the big lock, opening the lock to the Tin Fellow's cage. As you open it up, they seem to be just sort of like really miserable. They're not even attempting to run out or escape right now. They look like they're really downtrodden.
Grab them by the clothes and one by one pull them out of the cage.
Okay, so you'll be doing that, just pulling them out. As you do that, you notice that they had rations on their person and the water. The water is really muddy, and the rations are sort of molding away and like actually growing like roots, but not like you know how a vegetable or like potatoes grow roots. This one appears to be like thorns, really twisting thorns coming out of these rations. It's really disgusting. You have no idea how they've been eating at it. In fact, as you notice, one of them is actually just sort of like munching away at it, and the sound it's making sounds like he's biting into like dust with like a crunch around it, a crunchy dust. Imagine
Nice.
imagine the sound of Monster Munch followed by the sound of like sand.
I was going to tell them, you can't eat that. You need to bin this. This is disgusting.
It's out of date.
Stop it.
They just sort of
Do you
look at
buy
you.
stuff?
The one who's eating it just sort of looks at you, just looks back at it, and just sort of like continues eating away at it.
I slap it out of his hand.
He sort of the gnome sort of looks at you and just sort of like gives you a glare, and then the glare is followed by like really small tears coming down his eyes.
Oh God.
As he turns around,
Eat
picks up another
run away.
ration, which is looking very similar to the one he just ate, and starts continuing to eat that.
Have I got any rations on me?
Yeah, you do.
Can I pull one out and see what it looks like?
Yeah,
Cry eating doesn't help.
yeah. You pull it out, and it looks like a ration, like some pieces of bread, and looks pretty normal to you.
Okay, I'll just gently swap it with his.
Okay. You swap it with him, but as you're trying to, he sort of like pulls it back and is like shakes his head. He's not saying anything to you, but he doesn't want to give up his like potato, I guess you can call it.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell them you just need to get away. from here, like now, pronto.
Okay. As he does that, he sort of like gets up, sort of like walks towards the edge of the cage, plops down. As he plops down, he sort of face plants
Oh, God.
onto the floor. As he face plants onto the floor, you notice that it made a really large crack sound. As you look at the floor, you notice that the mud is like like a frozen mud, and it's like crackly. It looks like that now. It didn't look like that initially, but the mud right now is very dry, or the ground is very dry, as if it's been worn away for like a few months.
Can I try to open the lock to my main cage, like the big cage that I'm in?
The cage is already opened.
Is it already open? Then
I just Eldritch Blast the door.
Yeah, he was spraying
Well,
acid on it, and Peter just
right. I'm gonna literally run out of that cage and be looking round me. I see Karma has unlocked the cages for the Tin Fellows, and I just say to them, "We have to go. There's something wrong." And I'm really like, you can see that my hackles are really up, and I feel that it's really, really strange around me. And I realize that I'm just shouting and like rambling. I take a little breath and go, "Look, we got to escape now into the fog."
You're telling this to everyone.
Yeah, and I go, "We need to get out of here now. Into the fog. Run, get cover." And I dart off. In fact, I will shape change into like a really giant size like panther, like an extra large panther.
Okay.
And I just bound out towards the fog to get cover and try and escape where we are, because it just feels so unnatural.
How far are you dashing right now? In which direction?
30 feet north.
30 feet north. So you start dashing north 30 feet. And you start to head your way into the sort of like, it's a very light fog right now, but you notice it's starting to get a bit thicker as you start dashing your way towards it. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Peter, my man.
I'm gonna do the same.
You're gonna.
I'm thinking at this point I might try and do the same, just following his lead, just barrel straight out of the cage while matey's knocked out on the floor, and just he makes a compelling argument. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so you start going out, and you notice that the two people who were, well, the commander and Brexit is currently just sort of like staring at you as you just sort of run off into the distance, and as you exit the cage and start following Rex, as he disappears into the fog and the bushes, you lose track of him. You start running towards into the fog, and you realize that you have no idea where he's gone.
It's also very dark, and I'm human.
It is also very dark right now. Are you gonna cast anything? Because you still got your action. You haven't dashed. You just sort of like ran 30 feet.
Just run 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've got anything I can actively cast to make light. So
make me a perception check.
Okay. Perception is 17.
17. You're walking. As you're running down into the forest, you notice that the area around you has become very filled with bushes and trees. Similar to this place you was before. However, as you look up and look towards the trees, you notice that they weren't like really straight trees this time. They're sort of like twisted, and like some of the branches are like curling in on themselves, and you see what seems to be crows coming down and landing on them. But they're sort of
this is getting worse the further from the camp I get.
Yeah, so as the crows come down and land, they sort of like give you a stare, and then you notice more of them coming down, and they're all just sort of staring at you and just giving you a really, really nice look. They're probably admiring your outfit.
Are these regular crows, or are these like weird crows?
Define weird crows.
Like
Okay, yeah, they got
Do
crows
I-
with silly hats on.
Crows with silly hats. Okay, no, I was thinking like, do they, they don't look deformed or anything. They just look like
No, they look just like animals that come out at night.
regular crows.
Yeah. For all you know, it could just be that they just heard all the kerfuffle, and a druid who turned into a panther and just sort of like darts off saying, "We have to get out of here. We have to get out of
I've
here."
got images of Teen Titans in my head, like turn back.
Are you gonna do anything else at this point?
Now
Now that you've noticed the crows.
I've noticed the crows. Run away. I don't know. Yeah. So I've run off into the fog, lost everybody, and yeah.
Yeah, it did not seem like
No, I think I'm gonna stay where I am, turn around, and try and make myself visible in some way to the others, or at least call out to them and say that
Okay.
this way.
You do a complete 180 and you start walking back towards the general camp. From there, we'll move on to Brexit, who is currently only occupied by the commander, Osborne, and Karma, because I believe everyone else has run off.
Oh yeah, I've just left Osborne unattended.
Yeah. Brexit turns round to Osborne and saying, "What's up with your friend then? What happened to him?"
Yeah, no.
I was gonna stop him, but he seemed like he was quite agitated, and I'd like to see where this might end up. Plus, it seems to be getting a bit dark around here, so I'm keeping my wits about me. I might need you all.
Does this normally happen?
Fog? Of course it happens. This is normal.
No. Okay. Can I make being a warlock and evil and arcana check to see if this feels natural or unnatural, or
Of course, make me either a nature check or an arcana check. One of them.
I'll do arcana check because I'm crap at nature.
Fair enough.
I have no fucking clue what happens because I rolled a 1.
Yeah, you look around and you're like, yeah,
That's
it's a
trees.
bit foggy. Maybe I should put on a jacket.
Okay, so
It's getting a bit cold.
what I'm going to say is, you two both look human. This might be hard for us to see. And I cast a dancing light on for each of those and one for me.
As you cast your dancing lights, the lights themselves come out as like really dark. I was gonna say dark grey then, like a grey color, and they're not flashing any color. They're just sort of like really slow, dim lights going in and out. They're not flashing bright. They're actually slightly darker than what they used to be. Instead of being, I think it's like 20-foot range. I think it is.
Yeah.
It's only about 15 foot right now, and they're not.
Yeah, so I'm gonna turn to the Brexit and the camera and go, that's not normal. Let's take a slow walk together and let's not lose each other.
Brexit and Elrich turn to each other, and they're like, "What's going on here then? What these dickheads done to our camp?" And Elrich turns back to him. Brexit called him Elrich, by the way. Now that you know his name, he turns to Elrich and says, "What these dickheads done to our camp? Have you seen these lights? They're fancy lights, aren't they? Better than my lights." And Elrich turns around and said, "Yeah. If we kill them, probably sort these lights out. They're a bit grim. He's a bit of an emo looking dude. Have you seen him?" And
That's a fair point.
and Brexit turns around and is like, "Yeah, just you do it. I'm gonna have a little wander." And Elrich is like, oh, okay. And he just sort of like starts to pull his weapon out as if to attack Osborne.
And I'll just go mentally, not so Brexit can hear. It's like, it's not really a good idea. I'm trying to help. I'm not running away.
Elrich turns around to you. Not turns around. He looks at you and he's sort of like, "Make me a persuasion check."
I like those. As long as the dice works. That's better. 18.
18. So he sort of like pulls his sword out, and he sort of puts it away, and sort of looks at you. As he's about to say something, you hear the sound of what appears to be an extremely loud, like, roar coming from the east side of the camp, as what you could only be described as this huge, ginormous boar comes screaming down through the camp, takes Elrich in his tusk, which is now the size of like you at this point. Is a massive tusk, just like absolutely skewers Elrich, leaps into the air, sort of like does this horse galloping thing, and just sort of dashes off into the distance. As Brexit turns around and is like, "What was that?" And it's like this boar, it's the size of like a giant constrictor snake, or like a huge creature at this point, just like runs down through the camp and disappears into the fog.
Did you see the ball?
Where's Elrich gone? He had one job.
He's
one
on the
job.
ball.
What
He's a
ball?
shish kebab. He's a shish kebab on the ball.
What is a shish kebab? Oh, whatever.
Right.
I'll deal with you myself.
Get a human, put a tusk through it. That's a shish kebab.
Oh, bloody Elrich, man, he's such a little bitch.
Classic Elrich.
Everyone just left me. I can't even let these idiots handle some simple things like take out this wannabe punk rocker. As he starts to pull out his greatsword, and he's like, "All right, let's get this over with." And he starts walking towards you. Karma, you're it is your turn now, I believe. You see this all happen. You heard this loud boar just like running down, and it just glances past you. You recognize it as Borgi. Just really, really large. You also recognize that he as before he left the fog, he sort of did a drift, dropped something off, and then ran off. You notice it to be Mivik, just sort of laying there, like completely unharmed. But the boar has ran off.
Can I see the commander?
The commander was on the tusk, and then he disappeared into the fog. You heard him screaming like profanity, but I think it was cries for help, mixed in with some swear words.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to. I've given up on Tin Fellows now. I think I'm convinced there's something wrong with them, so I'm going to concentrate on the closest threat, and that's Brexit.
Mm-hmm. It's everyone's closest threat right now. Although not mine. I don't live in the UK anymore.
And I am going to use my key points to do some airbending.
Ooh, airbending. Hell yeah. That's what I like to see.
So I'm going to make sure that I'm within 30 feet of him.
Yeah, you're definitely within 30 feet.
And if he can do me a strength save.
Strength save. Sure. Let me just find Brexit. Oh god, okay. 1, 2, 3. Nat 20 for 23.
Okay. You will take half of this damage in that case.
Sure.
1, 2.
Oh, jeez. That's when you know it's a good roll.
Right next to the microphone.
That's 28, so half of it will be 14.
14. Okay, so 19. What did you do to him? Did you cast that monk elemental abilities, right?
This is a Fist of Unbroken Air, so I basically airbended and pushed some air at him. That if he wouldn't have succeeded, he'd get pushed back as well. But obviously, he did. So
as you bend the air around you, usually when it comes to air, it's usually invisible. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But as you start like forming this this ball of air, the fog sort of like latches onto it and starts swirling round. And as you push it away, the fog sort of dissipates, but it doesn't sort of disappear into the fog. It sort of like becomes thicker. It actually makes it a lot worse of a hit, because not only are you throwing like just normal air, it's actually filled with some weird force you're not used to. As a monk, when you've used this ability before, if you're used to this kind of molding the air around you, but it was very difficult pulling all this air together. It felt like it had some resistance, but in the same sense, when you pushed it, the resistance was pushed it into his direction, so it did do a lot more than, well, it did more than what you thought, even though he didn't get pushed back.
Woo!
But Brexit is still up and running, he's still there, he's still alive. He sort of looks at you. He notices you now, and he's like,
"You're all getting deported."
he notices you, and he's like, "Who the hell are you?"
Can I? In that case, can I run up to him and punch him as well?
Yeah, if you want.
Because monk, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because monks.
I'm going to spend the key point and do the flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows. Yeah.
So, first hit is 16.
16.
Blah, blah, blah.
16
I
to
have
hit.
an enemy
Yeah.
just
16 hits.
And that's 7 bludgeoning damage.
Just some slinkies going off here. How much damage did you do, sorry?
7.
7.
And the second,
I hear them rustling.
oh, that's probably a miss at 13.
13 does not hit. As you try and punch his breastplate, and you bounce right off his armor.
Cool. That's me done.
Right, Karma done. Rex, you are running off into the fog. Running really
Yeah,
fast.
Well, I'd moved 30 feet away, hadn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still running?
No. 'Cause I realised that nobody had really followed, apart from one.
Yeah.
And I do want to make sure that they're all out. There's something going on around that's really unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
I turn round and can I see Brexit?
No.
Right. Would I?
We all don't want to see Brexit, but
Nobody saw Brexit come in.
Nobody saw Brexit come in.
Can I hear where they are, like the direction that they are?
No, you cannot.
I can't hear them.
No.
Man, there's not much I can do then.
Yeah.
Well, don't you know which way you came from? Just run back in the same direction.
Yeah. I run 20 feet back in the direction that I came from.
Okay, so you start running back in the direction you came from. As you're sort of like going back, you felt this like really strange force in your left shoulder. Like something hit you really hard on your left shoulder, and you keep carrying on running. And as you sort of like stop in your tracks, you turn to your left and you realize you saw the commander on the floor, and he's got this gaping hole in his chest, bleeding out. You have no idea what just happened, but as you stopped running, you saw him just like fling forward and land next to you. You're very freaked out by this.
Cool. Can I see anything else yet? Can I see anyone else yet?
Yeah. When you turn around, you can see the camp.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. So can I see that Brexit guy yet?
Yeah, just within a fog, you can see him. You also see Karma sort of staring in your direction.
Right.
You also see Mivik on the floor.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. I will. I transform out of my out of my beast shape, and I just shout to them and just go, "What are you doing? I said run!" And I raise my bow at Brexit, and I take a shot at him because he's clearly holding everybody up.
Fair enough.
I use my bonus action to cast Ensnaring Strike on my arrow.
Ooh, okay.
And so I will try to hit him.
Go ahead.
Please fucking work. Oh, that's not bad. So that would be plus 5, so that's a 19.
That will hit.
Yeah, good. And then that would be D8 plus Can he also make me a saving strength roll?
Saving
A
strength
strength
roll.
saving throw.
Got it, bruv. 20.
Fuck. Yeah, vines don't really like they grow round, but clearly haven't taken effect.
Yeah, you see the
well,
vines growing on the floor. You
Yeah.
see them sort of try and wrap around him, but they just sort of like wilt and snap under their own pressure.
But he does take 9 points of damage.
9. Got it. Is that on top of your weapon damage or is that included?
No, that's the full thing. Nine
it.
points of weapon damage.
Got it, bro.
But I shout to everybody and just go, "This way! Fucking run!"
Everyone else, you start to hear this voice coming around. Karma, you hear it from the direction you heard it from. Mivik doesn't hear anything. Osborne, you're still in the cage and you hear it coming off to your right. And Peter, you just hear this voice all around you because you're in the middle of a fog right now, I believe.
Okay. When I turned around, could I see the light from where the camp was?
Nope.
I'm lost.
You are lost. You start walking.
Okay, awesome.
You start walking even. Or running. Or
So-
doing anything. There's lots of trees you can climb. There's also crows giving you a nice ups and downs.
So, if to the best of my knowledge, when I stopped running, I did a 180.
Mhm.
I could essentially run back towards or do a 30-foot back the way I came, and it should theoretically find the camp, which would be logical.
Makes sense, of course.
But this is magic fog, so
You're not aware
We'll
that
see.
it's magic fog. You just know that it's foggy.
okay, this is fog. So I'm aware that I might get slightly turned around.
Yeah.
And Rex's voice came from all around me. I can't
Yeah,
can't
it's sort of
discern.
like an echo. Yeah, it's like an echo. But you can't
Okay.
determine the location of it.
Yeah. It's bouncing off all the trees. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just try and run in a direction I think is towards the camp. Then, having done a 180, just try and get there. Just do my usual sort of 30-foot speed.
You start walking away, running away, and the crows start like squawking at you, and some of them start squawking "run" in like a very similar tone that Rex was saying it in. I can't remember how he said it, and I don't want to imitate a crow.
Run, you bastard!
like that.
This is just fucking run.
Yeah.
Fucking run!
And you hear the crows say that behind you. As far as you know, crows don't speak.
Yeah.
Holy crow!
Oh,
I'm going to just as a bonus action summon my packed weapon, which is just a quarterstaff at this point because I've not bought anything fancy yet.
mhm.
Yeah. How once I've done 30 feet, can I see how much can I see the camp?
Make
My
me a perception check.
perception. Ooh. 10.
10. That'll be enough.
That'll be enough. I can at least see the
just
light
enough.
from the camp,
No,
right?
Yeah, you see a light definitely. As you start walking, you notice what appears to be one of the patrols. Just one singular patrol though. He's walking around. However, his appearance seems very different to what you last recall. His clothes are very withered. They look like they've been rotting away for many, many years right now. His face looks like it's drooping right now. His eyes and mouth are wide open.
What
and
the
he's sort of
hell?
staring into the distance.
It's
His
like
sword-
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
His sword is being dragged across the floor. He's not holding it like a normal person would hold it. He's just sort of dragging it across the floor, and he's moving in a very slow, methodical way, like left, right, left, right. It
Mhm.
appears like he's been patrolling for many, many years.
Okay. I'm going to. Is it how far away from me is he?
About 20 feet.
About 20 feet. I think
I can just see Jay. It's like,
don't want to attack him, but I don't want to not kill something today.
That's such a me thing to say. I don't want to attack, but I want to kill something.
I want to kill something today. Okay, yeah, screw it. I'm gonna Eldritch blast him in the face because why not?
Okay.
Got a feeling that might be a zombie.
Make me a attack roll.
That would be a 15.
15. You shoot this Eldritch blast into his direction, and it bounces off his armor.
Ah, shit. Okay.
As the force of when you were shooting down into the fog sort of like dissipates the fog away, shooting into this creature. He doesn't look human. Well, he's a humanoid figure, but he does not look human. As the fog sort of like
there's something wrong with him.
and then it sort of like encloses onto you all again.
Yeah.
Completely covers the vision of him. And you start to hear this noise, like slow groaning, getting louder, but it's coming from all directions.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, you have big bananas.
Brexit. He's staring at Karma in the face, just looking at her like, well, I guess what needs to be done needs to be done. Pulls out his great sword and is like, I really wanted to keep you, because you might help me out in this situation, but I guess you're just being an arsehole to me. And he slams his his great sword down to slash at you.
You sillies.
And that's a plus for 12.
Doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. And his second attack for a 12.
Nope.
Oh
Still doesn't.
dear. Great. So both of them miss.
Come on, Dan. Come on.
I had a +6. He slams his sword down, and you sort of dodge out the way, and he goes to slam his sword down again, and he just sort of like maneuver out. You can read him like a book. He's playing whack-a-mole. You're playing 4D chess. With that, Elrich is
40 chess. Goodness, that's crazy.
yeah. And Osborne, it is your turn. You see Karma going at this at Brexit, beating it down, trying to subdue it. All of the puns involving Brexit and forcing it out.
I'm going to step out gently, regally out of the cage.
Of course.
Just as I'm walking out, I'm just going to extend my arm, whisper in his head telepathically, nah, and Eldritch blast him in the back of the head.
Ooh.
Okay.
Point blank Eldritch blast to the head.
Make me an attack roll.
X gonna give it to you though.
Natural 20.
Hey, that's what we like to see.
Yeah.
Make me a damage roll.
It's doubled, isn't it?
no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
double.
the dice.
Don't
Roll
think
the
it
dice.
will even matter.
That was the most evil smile.
16.
60. So you shoot this. He hears this. He turns towards you as he's like slamming whack-a-mole into this creature, and by creature I mean Karma. But he thinks you're a creature now. You're nothing to him right now. And he then hears this message. His sword is on the floor, and he looks at you, and then he feels this enormous force in his mind, and he starts to like he drops his weapon, starts to grab hold of his brain, and is like you can see him like convulsing and like screaming out in pain. And as he lands on the floor, you notice that his demeanor becomes less confident and very scared in comparison. He starts muttering things in Orcish. Does anyone speak Orcish?
No.
Possibly.
You won't be able to hear it. Only.
Oh, yeah, that's also
only
true.
Karma, Osborne,
No.
will be able to listen right now. Yeah, he starts to mutter things in Orcish, but you can't tell what it is. As you see his disguise sort of like fade away, and he becomes this really ugly, really disturbing looking orc with like scars going down his face, and like a really big gashing wound on his neck. And his face just sort of like stops and like sort of like stares at you, Osborne, and he's just sort of giving you this really like extreme what would you call it, glare, as his eyes sort of like fade away and sort of roll back into himself, but the stare is still at you, just with no like white eyes now. His posture's frozen solid. He's like stuck in rigor mortis, I guess it is. Is it called that? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's just sort of like stiff as anything.
Whoa.
That is rigor mortis.
Yeah.
We are so juvenile.
Yeah. Osborne, you start to notice that the fog that you initially saw has become a lot thicker since the start. You've also noticed that you've also seen Mivik in the distance, and you see Reximo. You were on your way back, weren't you? Oh, you just shot
Yeah,
your
it's
arrow.
got an arrow. Yeah.
And you are now within the camp. We're now out of initiative order. Everyone is back except for Peter.
Cool.
Can I grab the potion or check the body for a potion and then run over to Mivik with it?
Yes, he does have a potion on him, which you can do, which you can just give to him if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you give him the potion. Mivik, roll 2d4 plus 2. And here, after Mivik rolls his dice, I think this is a good point to leave it. Where
Yes.
everyone is coming back into the camp.
For the first time in a game, we are all actually together and conscious.
No, you're not.
Eventually.
You are missing one person, Peter.
Are we?
Forky?
Yeah.
Bloody
No,
hell.
Pete.
Oh.
Peter is currently right now in the fog, surrounded by lots of voices.
Are we out of the fog?
No, you guys are in the fog, but you're in like an encampment, which is
Oh.
the encampment you're in right now is just sort of like lighter. The
Sorry,
fog
it's a
is
little.
still heavy.
Yeah, it's all a little foggy to me. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm going to turn out to be like 3 feet away or something stupid.
Yeah.
Right next to
It's
the
all
main
good.
road.
okay.
All right. Well, with that being said, please follow also all these amazing people on their links, and also check out the YouTube videos for the logs. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Please leave a follow. Do whatever you want. We appreciate your support. Thank you to Shahid for DMing, and
My pleasure.
to all our magnificent players, Ross, Neil, Thea, and Grebo. And I am me, and we'll see you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Bye.